I don't remember feeling like overly anticipated the last time I was in the Final Four, and I feel pretty calm, neutral. I feel like I typically am about most things. Right now I'm calm and all that, but I think as you get close to the race, I remember that's when like the nerves kind of pick up. Your driver intros, stuff around that. I think that's when I remember the nerves kind of kicking in. So I imagine it'll probably be the same this weekend. I'm not sure. I think a company like Hendrick Motorsports and Hendrick Automotive Group, I think Rick wants to win at everything that he does. So and I think all the people in place too have the same goals in mind of dominating whatever they're in. So yeah, I think you want to every team in the garage area too strives to win the championship. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if it's this or bust, but you just try to put in the work to get yourself in this opportunity, and hopefully you prepared yourself well enough to try and win the championship. Not, I wouldn't say like nervous, but nerves were just being like, I just remember the atmosphere being like incredible. Like two, I think me being a West Coast guy, like I just remember I just felt like the crowd was really behind me before the race 2 years ago. So I just thought it was just a really cool atmosphere, and like I just remember getting kind of butterflies and getting almost like emotional, just knowing the the size of the race that was upcoming, and what it would mean to my career and all that. So yeah, I think feeling that atmosphere again on Sunday will probably be fun. And yeah, then once you strap in the car and roll off, you kind of get at peace with everything again. I would love to not have to do anything on race day, honestly. But I think or at least with our sport, I guess you understand that with being in the Final Four, there's more obligations that come with it. So yeah, my Sunday will be the busiest Sunday I have all year. Definitely the earliest morning with most appearances. So like I said, I wish I didn't have to do any of that, but it just worked out that way. And but I think, like you said, we do it throughout the year, so you kind of know how to stay focused within all that. And yeah, I remember a couple years ago I had a lot to do as well, but yeah, it'll be fine, and we'll be focused when it comes race time. I guess the upside to having so many obligations on race day is it does keep your mind off of the race and what could go good, what could go bad, what's my car like. I think all the things that can creep into your mind. I think. Yeah, well, I think what I remember from 2021 when I had a lot of stuff to do is like you're doing all this stuff and it's like boom, you got to get dressed to go do driver intros. So I like that because the morning goes by quicker, where you're not just sitting around, you're thinking about things or overthinking things. But I mean, the time doesn't change here, so I think I'm glad that we're here, because then you don't have to reset alarms and stuff like that or miss. You can actually get better sleep. I feel like whenever you're in North Carolina or somewhere, anywhere else besides Arizona, and you have something to do the next day, you don't sleep very good the night before because you just don't know if you're gonna sleep through your alarm or whatever. So yeah, it's fine. Although a couple of them have been in the Final Four before, I don't think it's no big deal really. I mean, we've all been a part of this race our whole careers, even though we may not have been in the Final Four. We've been a part of the event, and you kind of get a sense for what the style of race is for those four guys. You see them doing their championship media day stuff. So like it's nothing, at least from what I remember 2021, nothing was like surprising or anything like that. So I don't think it matters if you've been in 0 times or every year. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, or I don't think it matters. I mean, I think we're all pretty similar people. I don't think it matters to any of us. Sure, it always matters. I'd rather come in here leading the most laps in the spring than leading no laps in the spring. I think that gives some confidence. But at the same point, the sport evolves, setups evolve, teams evolve, and it could be a different race. I think we have a different tire this time around. So yeah, it's hard to say, but I think our team has done out of the Chevy camp, our team has done the best on short tracks this year. So I think we have a little bit more confidence than we would have had we been in the Final Four last year. So but yeah, it's tough. All four of us are really good. We drive for really good teams, have great individual teams, and it's hard to predict who could do the best. No, I mean, I think all four of us are, and there's definitely a number of guys that did make the Final Four that are deserving of being in this position. So, yeah, I think we all you can make a case for any of us four to win the championship. So, yeah, I think we all respect each other on the racetrack. We all respect each other's abilities and team's abilities. So, yeah, it should be a fun race, and obviously I would love to come out on top, but I also understand it'll be tough, and everybody's gonna have a shot. Yeah, I mean, I think it could continue for sure. I mean, stats say it should, but I think in the next gen era, I think it's a little bit more open. I think to win, I think like Blaney should have won, last year probably, but he did a good job kind of protecting his teammates. So, I think at least from what I remember the other years with the previous cars, like the best car wins the race, and that guy's a champion. But the next gen stuff, there's so much parity within the cars and teams that I feel like more people have a shot to win, on Sunday. I think you can make a case for all of us on why each of us could or should be the champion. I mean, obviously you look at like recent speed and stuff, and Blaney probably to me stands out to be the best. So if I was setting odds, I would put him as the favorite potentially, but again, not by much. I think we're all four pretty equal. So it should be a really good race, and I think whoever wins on Sunday is a very deserving champion. It's a little bit more chaotic, honestly, this week. I think probably for all of us. Maybe we'll all treat Saturday differently, but I've got a lot of friends coming in, family. We're cooking out the house after practice tomorrow, and then Saturday you'll get dinner and probably just lay a little bit more low then. But that's that'd be normal, I guess. Cooper was up at like 4:50 this morning, local. So I would love for Caitlin to like take him to a different room maybe on Saturday night, or Sunday morning. But I'm nervous about that conversation. So, but no, it's yeah, I think you can't. At least the way I approach it is, you don't want to treat this week much different than a typical week to get your flow of things off. Yeah, I don't view us having a leg up on the others because we have a championship at all. It was a couple years ago. It's a totally different race car. Pit stops are different. Restarts are different. The race is different. So it's all different. And yeah, like I've been saying, I think all of us have a fairly equal shot. I came into the championship a couple years ago with no experience in the round of 4, and really had only been in the round of 8 one other time before then. So it does not make a difference. I think if your team executes right, any of us could win. First off, you need to have speed in your race car, but then I think a lot like we did in 2021. Obviously, I would love to have the fastest car and just dominate, but I think you just got to keep yourself in contention. If things aren't going perfectly, you're not leading the race with 40 or 50 to go, don't lose hope. I think just continue to plug away, and something may change the race, and just be in contention to let your team you kind of pick your guys up. Like I said, a lot like what happened in 2021. We were running 4th. I was losing hope, and then we had a caution, had a chance for a pit stop, and the rest is history. So, yeah, I think just keeping yourself in contention and just doing the best job you can, and whatever results come, just be proud of that. Yeah, I mean, I think qualifying is important for every race. I think had I not qualified on the pole in 21 and got the first pit stall, maybe I would give you a different answer, like, oh, it doesn't really matter that much. But after being in that number 1 pit stall here at Phoenix, I understand how important that stall is. So, yes, we put a big emphasis on qualifying and would love to qualify good. Yeah, I mean, Christopher's just a guy that you can never count out. He's proven that, in the NASCAR stuff of, Homestead, for instance, like not even being anywhere in the picture, and then here he comes out of nowhere and wins the race. So he's done a really good job. Him and his team have of being able to capitalize on things and executing the ends of the races really well and closing them out. So yeah, and he does a lot more than that, really good as well. So it's cool to see another dirt guy run as good as him and have another dirt guy in the Final Four.